You think losing the weight is the finish line, but it's not.
You still have that fat girl mentality where that she still wants to eat.
Because the real battle doesn't stop.
If I have like a cheat day, like I cheat dinner and I continue on to the next day, like, oh, just one more time. That's where I can go start a whole pattern.
This is 17 years later.
Success is just maintaining my healthy lifestyle and not going back.
Welcome back to Bariatric Paths, where we have real conversations about weight loss, the bariatric journey, and the mindset shifts that come with it. If you're new here, I'm Jatoya, and this space is for people navigating any weight loss journey in real life. Let's get into today's episode.
So what advice would you have for someone like me who is terrified to get their skin removal? What is some advice you would give?
Is do it. It's not so bad. Do it. It's not so bad.
My thing is the drains.
Don't worry about the
drains.
It's not bad. Don't look at videos. Everybody's journey is different. Don't look. I did that too. Trust me. Everybody's different. Don't look at videos. Everybody's different. But what I can say is what it feels like. It feels like you did 1,000 sit-ups. 1,000. Like a million. Not 1,000. A million. That's all it feels like. You know, it's like the cut is like a cut. You know, it itches. You know, you go through the itching phase. It hurts. Yes. But the most thing is the muscle repair that they do. Make sure you get that muscle repair that they do. That's all. That's how it feels. The first 2 days is tough. But after that, you're good. You just got to recuperate and take it easy and wear the girdle. But don't be scared. Like, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And what I would also...
And that's what I'm thinking, like that tight, putting on that tight faja on top of all the scars. Like, it just feels like it's going to be so uncomfortable.
It is, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, when you're there and you see yourself, it's worth it. Like, if you're going to have a hard time when you're going through it, you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to wear this faja. Because I had my days where I was like, I hate this faja. I want to be done. I'm over. And my friends would be like, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. I'm like, I'm trying. It just hurts. I hate it. Oh, my God. I want this to be done. Summertime. I want to be at the beach. But it's so worth it. I will do it again. I will do it again. It's just so worth it. Like, you know, you want to wear that faja because it's going to mold your body. You know, you want to wear those things because it's so, it's like a big cut. You want to secure it. You want it tight there. Because when I would take it off to like shower or anything, I'd be like, oh my God, I needed something to secure it. So you want it. It does get uncomfortable, but I mean, I wouldn't change it for anything. It's worth it. Once you see your progress and you see how your clothes just fit and you don't got to worry about lifting it and tucking it in and fitting it. Because I used to wear a lot of fajas before it to cover it, you know, to cover my loose skin. Now I don't have to wear them. But you don't have to have that no more. It's so weird. Like, it's hard. Like, when you put on clothes, you're like, how do my pants go? Do they go here above my belly or above? Like, you're training yourself again how to wear your clothes.
How long was your recovery? I know you're 5 months.
My recovery, as far as after my surgery, I stayed at the recovery house for 7 days. I definitely suggest that you do that. You don't just come home right away because you need the help unless you have an extra great caregiver at home. But a good month is when you start. A good month, 3 weeks to a month, when you start to feel a little better. Like I said, everybody's journey is different. Every doctor's direction is different. I couldn't take a shower for a whole month. I didn't see my results for a whole month because every doctor's different. My doctor said I cannot touch no water. I cannot open no bandages, nothing for a month. My doctor was obsessed with the whole scar thing. Like, his scars look perfect. That's why he was so like, he was so almost like too perfect, like a perfection when it came to his scars. He didn't want nobody touching me. Yeah, anal, because his scars are his work. His scars are his expertise. Some people's expertise are the tummy tuck, the BBL. His are the scarring.
Where did you go? I'm asking personally.
No, I would definitely give you the information. I went to Tijuana, Mexico, and I went with Dr. Victor Gutierrez.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice guy. He's a certified plastic surgeon, board of, you know, he's certified and of plastic surgery, and he been doing it for 25 years. I did all my research. Very nice doctor.
I was thinking about that. If I do get it done, it's probably going to be in Mexico, just fund wise, it's a lot cheaper.
I mean, they speak English. They speak English. They have recovery houses. They'll fly you over there, give you all the details. You go your consultation. Nothing, it's nothing like tricky or crazy. It doesn't look, it's not crazy. It's beautiful facility, professional. I was in the surgery room for 8 hours. That's the only thing, because I bled a lot. So he had to do a lot of stopping and going. That was probably just the scariest part, was just being under for that long. But afterwards, like after the second day, I think it starts to get a little better.
So did you have to go back to get the bandages off, or?
Yeah, after I am 5, like I said, the drains stay in. It depends on how much you drain. I didn't drain that much, so they took the drains off in like 3 days, and I only had one big one.
Wow.
One big drain. So like I said,
every journey is different. Because I've seen people have 2 big old drains for like 2 months.
3, 4. Yeah, no. It just depends. Everybody's different. I had one drain, one nice big drain, my little Gucci bag that I carried with me. They call it the little baby you carry with you. And I was like, oh, this is my bag, my purse,
Yeah.
I carried that for like 5 days, and they were like, okay, we're going to take it. I was like, that's it? Okay. Because it wasn't draining a lot. It would only be a little bit. And they measure it and make sure, and you do, your lymphatic massages that helps with the fluid and all that stuff. So it's like I said, it depends. I thought I was going to wake up with like 3 drains. No, it was just one big one.
Okay.
It just depends.
So everyone's different.
Yeah. And when they took it off, I didn't even feel it. Yeah. It's not so bad. Trust me, it's worth it. I will support you.
I'm thinking about it. I really am thinking about it.
We'll
see. You'll see. But I mean, because my doctor said I have about 15 pounds of just skin. So, and I will need to get the same one you got.
The fleur de lis. Yeah. The doctor was very nice. He told me, which one do I want? And I go, I don't know. I have no idea. So I did my own research. He explained to me, but in Spanish. He also knows English, but it's hard for me to articulate myself. So I read about it. The fleur de lis, you cut right here and here
and across.
Yeah. And it depends how much loose skin, how much loose skin you have. I had a lot up here. I wanted a tighter look. I said, I was like, should I get that? I kept on thinking, like, should I get the fleur de lis or should I get the other one? I had a battle with myself, like, which one do I want? I was like, do I want the other one? Because I don't want the big scar here. I was like, you know what? I don't care. I want that scar. I want the tightest look possible. If I'm getting this, I'm getting it all in. Like, I'm not going to, like, I just wanted to make sure I wanted all my fat, like all my skin removed. Make sure he gets it all. And it's literally cut up to here. It's a big cut to here. Not going to lie, but don't get scared. It's like I said, it's worth it. The scars, you could barely see it. He did a great job on the scars, I can say. Great job. Great.
Oh gosh, you're convincing me.
Those that are watching, if you look at my TikTok, you can see them. I'll definitely share them on there.
Yeah, because you look good, girl. You look really
I can't wait to get my arms done. I still struggle with that. I want to get my arms done. I already got a consultation in my back. I don't know when, but I will soon.
So let's go back a little bit, going back in time again. Take us to that moment when, I know you said you were 27, but what made you think, okay, I'm done. I want to go ahead and get this surgery. What put you into that mindset?
I remember I came out of my brother's wedding and I was wearing a red dress and I paid for it to be made because I was embarrassed to go to the stores and try them on. So I paid for it to be made and I paid a good penny for it, but it was my brother's wedding. I didn't care. And I remember that was like in 2006 or something. And looking at the pictures, I looked like a big red ball. I was like, oh my God. Like just looking at the pictures, I was like, Jesus.
I paid money for that.
And I remember prior to that, I did the lemonade Beyonce diet that was popular around that time. And I only lost like 5 pounds.
Oh gosh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, and I remember I only lost like 5 pounds or something, but I starved myself so I can like be looking okay, somewhat decent at that day. And I remember after that day, I looked at pictures and I was just like, I'm almost 300 pounds. I was 273 pounds. I was like, I'm almost 300 damn pounds. I was just like, and my best friend was getting it. And she's like, you should get it. I go, how do I get it? How am I going to get it? How am I going to pay for it? She's like, just go to your doctor and tell him you're struggling. And I go, he's not going to cover me. What are you talking about? Just go. And I went and I was like, and I had really good insurance. I had a really good job. I had really good insurance at that time. And they covered it. Everything was covered. And I was just ready to go on my journey. I was so scared when I got the like, okay. And it was just like, go ahead. Okay, you pass. You pass. Okay, yeah, you pass. It was like, I passed everything. And I thought like I had to like lie and say all these things. I passed like smooth colors. Like, you know, I told them all the diets that I've tried and everything. And it wasn't a lie. But in my head, I thought like I was going to get the easy way out in my head. But it wasn't. Because I was just so scared. I was like, oh my God, this is when he approved me. And I was going through all these classes and getting prepared. I was like, this is really happening. So that's just how it started. Just looking at pictures and just being like, I'm 273. I'm almost 300 pounds. That's a big girl. That's big. Huge.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned that before all of this even started, you were scared of the loose skin. How did you weigh that fear against your desire to change and actually do something?
How I changed is like, forget the loose skin. I'm going to be healthy. It's not about the looks. It's about my health at that point. And I remember, thanks to my mom would tell me, because mom would be like, get the surgery. I want you to be healthy. Get the surgery. I love you. And I'll be like, no, I'm scared of the loose skin. She's like, it's not about the looks. It's about the health. It's about your living, your well-being. It's all about the well-being. And you know, when you're young, it's all about the looks and the party and all that. But you know what? It's not. It's about your well-being and how you feel. You know, I no longer had sleep apnea. You know, I no longer had high blood pressure. I never took meds or had diabetes, but I'm sure I was on the borderline there. So, you know, it's my well-being was more important at that time. You know, just sleeping and not knowing if you're going to wake up, because I would wake myself up snoring and I would hear myself like not breathe. Like I felt those times. There was times I would feel that because my partner would tell me like, you snore. And sometimes I wake you up because it feels like you stop. And I'm like, that's just so embarrassing.
What was the biggest thing you had to admit to yourself before you took that leap?
That no matter what I do, it's not going to come off. No matter what diet I do, it's not going to come off. Like I really need this tool.
Because that's the thing. Surgery is the easy way out. But most people who get the surgery, this is not their first, second, or even third thing they've tried to lose weight. Like we go through an array of different other methods of just like making ourselves like, we can do this. We gain the weight naturally. We're going to lose the weight naturally. And I think that that's a thing that a lot of us have to kind of accept, that like, I do need assistance. I need something more than just diet and exercise.
Yeah. That food noise is crazy. That food noise is so hard. Like you really need that tool to help you feel full. And that's not mentally, that's in your body. And that's when you work the whole mental with your body together and be like, okay, I'm full. You know, the first steps when you feel full and you eat, you work those two things together. But when you had that big stomach, I mean, your regular stomach fits is 64 ounces. Now, when you have the gastric bypass, it went from 64 ounces to 4 ounces. So there's no way you can trick that, you know. That's when your body, you know, your mind sets in with your stomach like, okay, I'm full, you know, with this little food that I ate.
Pause for a moment. Notice what's coming up for you. This part of the journey doesn't get talked about enough. If this resonates, make sure you subscribe so that you don't have to search for this kind of support again. Remember, your journey is yours, but you are not alone. Let's jump back in.
Were you ever disappointed in yourself or mad at yourself that you couldn't do it?
That I couldn't lose the weight? Oh yes. After my weight loss surgery, oh yeah, there was a lot of times I would be mad at myself because it was hard. I still struggled with the food noise. It's like just because they cut your stomach up doesn't mean it's the wheezy out, you still have that fat girl mentality where that she still wants to eat, or she still wants to, indulge in all these, fatty foods that you're not supposed to eat. It's like, I don't know if there's crack in that food, but it's so good, or just the way it tastes, it's comforting. That's the hard part. And if you can eat, maybe we can have a burger, but we can't eat the whole thing, but you can still gain weight, because if you eat a little bit and eat the other piece later and go back to it little by little in sections and sections, even though you won't be able to tear it up all in one piece like a normal person could with a normal stomach, that's how you could gain weight. And that's so scary. That's so scary. That's why it's very important that you change your lifestyle for the good. Like, yeah, I'm not saying you take away, all that junk food and never have cake and never have a good hamburger or pizza forever. No, in moderation, yes. Yes, in moderation, yes, but not every day, of how I got there in the first place, because I never watched what I eat. I always had carbs. I always had fried food. I'm Hispanic. You have tortillas, you have tamales, you have all these great things, And I really had to lay off those tortillas. Don't have tortillas. Have protein, have beans, have food, have meat. I really, really, really changed my lifestyle these last 4 years, I can say. No more, I have burgers, I have pizza, I'm not going to lie. I have fried foods, but in moderation. And when I have them, I enjoy that. I enjoy it, and when I do that, I make it with a celebration with friends, or we go to dinner, or it's my birthday, or whatever it is. Maybe it's just once a week. Sometimes it is once a week, because it's good for you. You can't completely just take it away. Then you'll be sad. I'll be sad. I'll be sad, It's good to enjoy it every day. And just don't overdo it. Don't overindulge.
Yeah.
Because that's when you can go back. Yeah, you just got to stay locked in. If I don't and I let it go, and I'm like, if I have a cheat day, a cheat dinner, and I continue on to the next day, just one more time, that's where I can go start a whole pattern, and I forget out the window. I need to stop that and go, okay, go back to my healthy and stay locked in. And with me, that helps, and working out helps, because if I work out, I stay locked in, and that's where I stay locked in. If I'm going to work out today, I stay locked in, okay, I'm going to continue eating healthy the rest of the day because I worked out. So that's just how I keep reminding myself and just stay, motivated and inspired to myself every day.
So 17 years later, what does your daily routine look like? Go through from when you wake up, what are we doing?
17 years later, it's so different. It's so amazing. I trip out on myself. I'm like, whoa, who's this person? 17 years later, I wake up, I drink my coffee, and I look forward to working out. That's my medicine to start my day. I have to work out. I can't do anything else unless I work out. I take a nice jog for 35 minutes, and I work on, my arms, or I work on my glutes or whatever, but I have to get that cardio in. I have to every day. Sometimes I don't do weights or anything, but I have to do my cardio. And to me, that's how I stay locked in. And then after that, I have my protein shake, and I go to work. I work a lot. And then, I eat fruit throughout the day. I take a protein bar throughout the day. Those are my snacks. I'll have a sandwich with low carb bread, and for dinner I have veggies and protein, and that's how I live my whole week. And like I said, I'm not perfect throughout the week. I like to have a cheat meal, something maybe not too much fried food, but I'll have a hamburger, maybe 2 or 3 fries, but I want to indulge into something good, once a week, maybe twice a week. It depends. Not twice a week, I mean once every 2 weeks or once a week is what I do. But I maintain that I work out every day, and I really watch what I eat too. Because I don't ever want
7 days a week.
7 days a week. I don't want to go back to that. I have that fear. I don't want, especially after having the loose skin removal. I'm like, oh wow, if I gain weight, you could really see it now, because I don't have that blanket, so to say. So I'm on top of it now. So I knew after I had this weight loss surgery that I'm really going to stay locked in. That's going to help me stay locked in.
You see it when it's that time of the month. I'm starting to notice that now. I get bloated. I didn't notice I would get bloated before, but now that I'm small, I'm like, wait a minute. Why
you can see it a lot more. a lot more, especially when I eat salty foods and all that. I'm still healing. I'm still a little swollen, you know. They say the healing takes about, like, the swellingness takes about a year, you know. So I'm still healing. Like, yeah, it takes about a year for it to completely go down. So I'm still healing, and you still need to get like lymphatic massages. That's one thing to keep in mind. You have to get lymphatic massages at least every week. So they smooth it out. You know, there's a lot of scar tissue underneath, so they smooth it out. You don't have to, but it's going to help your healing process to move the scar tissues. That helps. But yeah, you know, you get skinnier, you can still see, you know, when you have loose skin, you can still see it. But now you can see every curve, everything you eat after the removing the skin.
So what does success mean to you now?
Success is just maintaining my healthy lifestyle and not going back to my old eating habits, because that's not going back to not eating healthy, to eating junk food and not working out and moving my body, just maintaining it, staying locked in and just seeing the results. And not only that, I feel the difference. When you eat, you know, when you eat junk food, when you've been eating so healthy for a long time and you have like a burger, you feel the difference in your body and how it makes you feel. That is success to me, of how it makes me feel.
For sure. And notice you never mention the scale or the size you wear, because that's just so superficial once you're like deep in your journey. It's bigger than that.
I mean, the scale's great. Sometimes I could get so hyper focused on the scale, like, okay, I'm 5'4". I'm supposed to pay, you know, when you look at Google, you're supposed to weigh 130 to 135. That's nearly impossible. I'm just like, you know what? Forget that. I hate those charts.
I hate those charts. Those are so unrealistic for my hips. Talk to my hips when you say that.
Right. When I go to the doctor, he doesn't say anything. Like how when I used to hate going to the doctor when I was obese. I used to hate it because I already knew what he was going to tell me. Now I don't get told that anymore. I love it. I don't mind going to the doctor because I know I'm not going to get told that, you know, because I'm at where I'm supposed to be, and this is okay. You know, I battle a lot with the scale. I don't go on that. I hate the damn scale. I literally hide it from myself because I could become obsessed with the numbers. But it's not only that, it's how you feel. And I still struggle. You know, I still have to take pictures. I still have to look in the mirror and do all that. I still struggle with body dysmorphia. I just need to love myself and give myself more grace. And I know, to me, when I get there, that will be my ultimate success as well.
So even though 17 years later, your journey is still going. So what's next?
What's next is maintaining, most importantly, maintaining, you know, my healthy weight, not ever going back. And what's next is probably going to do my arms and my back. That's going to be next. And just continuing this journey and staying fit.
You're going to look awesome. I can't wait to see you. You look, if you can do it, I may think about it.
If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, like, you still have time. You're fresh in, you know, you still have your journey. That's very, you have 2 years from your gastric bypass. You're still enjoying your body.
Yeah.
Like, but when you're ready, get there and do it. Do it. It's worth it. Do it. Wear a faja and see how you look and be like, whoa, look how skinny I would look. And when you wear that faja, that's how you're going to see. That's how you're going to look when you get your tummy tuck, because it cinches you so well when you put that faja on. So you're going to get an idea from that. And
because I have like an apron belly. So I notice it if I'm wearing like a bodycon dress or something that's a little tighter. That's when I notice it the most, where I'm just like, got to put on a girdle.
Yeah. When you put it on, I used to put the tightest one on for years. I lived in a girl, especially when I used to go out. And I thought I looked hot shit, but you could still see like my belly. But now, you know, you don't need it, but you wear it, you know, when you get the surgery. But if you wear it now, you can start seeing it, you know, you'll have tummy tuck aggregations, I guess you can say, if you wear one. Because I've done that for years, and that helped me. That helped me, honestly. And I feel like maybe it'll help you, you know, right now, so you could get a feel. Get a good one. Buy yourself a good one and see and be like, oh, okay, you know, got this. And, you know, that will kind of, you know, inspire you to get there.
Okay. I definitely will look into that. All right. So the last thing we're going to do before I let you go is we have what's called My Journey, My Business, where I ask guests to share something that they do in their journey that might not go against or go with the status quo or by the rule book, but it's something that you do to help you. It is your journey. So it's your business. So what would you like to share about your little moment of truth?
Of what I do that's my journey and my success? That's a tough one. Like, I eat apples late at night. You're not supposed to eat after 7, but I eat apples late at night. And that's my journey to success. Hey, it's better than eating a cookie or a donut.
It definitely is.
Yeah, it's either the apple or the donut. I'll eat the apple late at night in my sleep, girl, because I'm those eaters that will wake up in the middle of the night, eat something, and I hate it. The only time I don't do it is if I'm sleeping with my boyfriend or something, because I don't want him to be like, you're a fat, you know? But
not with eating an apple, I'm sure.
Me. I'm the late night eater. I'll be coming out in the fridge in late night. I'm not going to lie.
And eat an apple.
That's me.
It's balance, me, you know? Yep. But I love it. It's your journey and you are living it and thriving. And I'm just so happy and proud of you. And thank you for coming on and sharing your story. This was really, really beautiful. Where can people find you if they want to follow you along your journey on social media?
I'm all over TikTok. My journey's all over TikTok. I'm Skip to Lou 4.
Okay.
At Skip to Lou, the number 4 on TikTok. You could see my journey, what I do for work, my journey, all that stuff, and I'll continue posting my journey as I do my arms and other stuff. And I'm so glad that you were able to watch my journey and I'm able to be here and share with you. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I'll be sure to put all of that information in the show notes so people can search for you. Thank you so much, Lou. This was awesome.
Thank you. Have a good one.
This episode may end here, but the journey doesn't. Parallel Paths is the Bariatric Paths membership for people who want continued support, real conversations, and connection beyond the podcast. If that sounds like what you need right now, go to www.bariatricpaths.com and see if the community feels like the next right step for you. Remember, your journey is yours, but you are not alone. Go out there and crush it. Bye. This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you.